What's up, Boss Nation? Hope you all are doing fantastic today. Thanks so much for joining me here. I've got three things that I want to share with you that will definitely improve your YouTube channel growth, to get people to watch your videos longer, and to attract more business to you. And after all, that's really what this is all about, is bringing business to you, attracting business to you through your videos on YouTube. But before I dive into that, just want to take a second or two and, you know, shout out to all those people and agents in Florida and South Carolina that were affected this past week by Ian. My heart goes out to them. My prayers go out to them and their families. I know so many people and agents living in Southwest Florida. That's where I spent a good part of my life, there in Southwest Florida. And I know the devastation, and I really feel bad for them. And I hope they get through it okay. Their business has been totally turned upside down. It's going to be that way for a while. And if any of you happen to be watching this, or right now, or in the future, and you need some help, feel free to reach out to me. I still have a lot of contacts down there, a lot of ways I might be able to help you out. So feel free to reach out. With that all being said, um, let's kind of jump into our show today. Okay. Right now, there's a lot of changes going on in YouTube. There's a lot of new announcements. There's new monetization for shorts. There's new monetization for smaller channels coming out. There's all kinds of really cool things happening. And just like real estate, one of the constants in YouTube is the constants of change. Okay. It's constantly changing, just like real estate, always changing. And these three things, if you start to implement them right now, I guarantee you, you will get more views of your videos, longer views of your videos, and you'll get people that'll be reaching out to you with that phone call that says, "Hey, I've been watching your videos, man. I think these are great. We're thinking of moving to your area." Well, that's fantastic. And that's what this is all about. And that's what I want to share with you today. So, these three things really are actually counterintuitive. Well, actually, they're not so much counterintuitive as they're things that you have been doing for a while. I've been doing for a really long time. And now those things have changed. And we see the direct results of these changes. Okay. And what I'm talking about are three different things. I'm talking about intros. I'm talking about being an ask hole. And I'm also talking about doing your closings of your videos. Those three things, I'm going to take those in order and explain each of those to you so you understand it. And I'll show you a couple of examples of them as well, just in case that you haven't seen these before or done these before. You'll get a good idea. And that way, when you're kicking off your channel or you're renewing your channel, you can start to implement these immediately into your videos. So that way, well, ultimately you get more business. So the first one, let's talk about this. It's intros. People have been doing intros in their videos forever, since the beginning of YouTube starting. Okay. And it's a carryover from really television and things like that, because you would see, um, you know, some video coming on where people are talking about the show. They've got music that you recognize, their theme music, if you would, and all that kind of good stuff. And they would say, start off a video by saying, "Hi, I'm Keith Lucas with ABC Realty. And, today I'm going to be talking about blah." Well, those are out. Okay. Those, along with bumpers and filmed or recorded intros, they're out. People, well, they know who you are because they're watching your video. Okay, you should have your name on your channel. Even if you don't, they know who you are, because they've been watching your videos for a while. Even if they just stumbled across it, a new subscriber or new viewer, they're going to figure out who you are pretty quickly. And they don't want to have to sit through those kinds of intros anymore. I can look back at my analytics and you see a nosedive from the minute that it starts, the second that it starts, actually, to 30 seconds, where if you put that in there, and even after the 30 seconds, people leave. They're like, no, I don't want to watch this. It's like those videos out there, and I'm sure you all seen them. And I refuse to stick around when I see videos say, hang around to the end for the surprise, or, watch this to the end. No one wants to do that. And the bumpers and the intros really just have to go. I'm going to show you an example of some that I've used in the past, in the recent past, actually. But I've been coached, I've been taught as well, get rid of them. Don't do those any longer, because really, in essence, what you're doing is driving your audience away. So I'm going to play this one for you. This is a true kind of an intro where I would come on and say, hey, I'm Keith Lucas with ABC Real Estate, and welcome to my show today. And I would, okay, perfect example of an intro. People would play something like that in the beginning of their video to identify themselves, to let you listen to the music, which identifies again who you are. But if you listen closely, you can hear people clicking, and that clicking is them leaving your video. Okay, they're hitting next or delete or something else, a different video to watch. They don't want to watch those anymore. Now, that is a true intro. Okay, that's about 30 seconds long. That's typically what we used to do. But there's another type as well, and they kind of fall into two different ranges, a time range, if you would. And they're called stinger bumpers, basically, or stinger intros. And I'll show you a couple of them right now. This one's 10 seconds long. So, and they're between 7 and 10 seconds. So I'll show you first the 10, and then I'll show you 7. So right. So that's pretty attention getting. That's called a stinger. Those are out too. People just won't even sit through them anymore for 10 seconds. Watch your analytics and you'll see that dip down when those start to play. And again, those are people leaving. Here's a shorter version of a different one. Actually, this is a different stinger altogether. Check this one out. Okay, so you've seen all three now, and if you're still putting those in your videos, you need to stop putting them in there now. Don't produce another video, don't post another video anywhere on any platform, YouTube especially, but on Facebook and Instagram, over on LinkedIn, people don't want to sit through that anymore. They want the meat. They want you to go right into how you're going to educate them right then and there in that video that they've decided to click on to watch. And how do you do that, you ask? Well, that's a good question. I'll give you an example of how you would do that. One of the things to keep in mind, though, when you're doing this, is that you want to actually speak to them. Okay, you may be looking at a camera, as I'm looking at a camera right now, but I see a face around it. I'm talking to someone. That's what my mind is seeing, and that's what you need to do. You need to speak to someone. So the beginning of your video would be not the intro. It would be, today I have for you 3 different things that I'm going to teach you on how to improve the growth of your channel, the views, and attract more business. Now, that's the exact way that you would start off a video now. No more any of the other, recorded stuff. And then get right into the meat of it, the very first thing. And that's kind of how I started out today's broadcast with you all, is to tell you about what I'm going to do for you today. Okay. That's what people want to know. That's why this is so important. Now, let's move on to the next thing, the second of the 3 things that you need to stop doing now. This is being an ask hole. Okay. And you have to be very clear in your pronunciation with this, but an ask hole is someone that is continually asking you to do something throughout the video. Okay. Here's a perfect example right here. I'll show you this right here. Right? How many people are still putting this in their videos? They're asking them to like it, subscribe to it, and ring that bell so that way you're notified the next time I drop a new video. That's out. People know what to do. They know who you are. They will follow you if they like your content. If they think it is valuable, they will follow you. And if they think it's really good, they'll share it. But if you keep asking them to do those things, they get turned off by it, and actually not only turned off by it, but they go blind to it. They don't hear it, they don't see it, they don't think it's cool, they don't think that, hey, I better do this right now before I lose my opportunity. No, don't do it anymore. It drives your audience away. You'll lose subscribers if you keep asking them to do it. They'll be like, hey, dude, I did that 3 months ago. Why do you keep telling me to do this? I'm tired of listening to you tell me to subscribe and like your channel and ring that stupid bell. They don't want to hear it anymore. So you can engage with them at the very end of your video in a very subtle way to ask them to do something for you. But I wouldn't be doing things like share, like, subscribe, ring the bell. Really, what you want to do is ask them to take an action, your call to action, okay? What is your call to action? And that call to action for me, most of the time is, listen, if you would like my free Charleston in the Low Country relocation guide, you can find a link to it right down below in the description of this video. And that's it. I'm not asking them to do too much, but I'm telling them if they want something, it's there. And that's the way that you bridge that gap. Because if they do want that, if they are interested in that, then they'll go ahead and they'll ask for the relocation guide. You've captured their information, you know that they're interested, and you haven't started alienating them by being an asshole all the time by asking them to do different things. So that's number two on the list of three things. And again, I know this is kind of hard to break that habit, especially if you're using an editor to do the editing for you, because they've been trained over the years to do the same thing. They're like, oh, I'll just slide this in over here, the fancy bell with the subscribe, or I'll put, something on this over here that pops up that maybe is a text message that says, hey, do this or do that. And you need to break those editors of that. So if you see them, tell them, pretty much knock it off. They know who it is. If you're going to do any branding in there, you can actually embed it right into the video itself during the editing process. And it is easy to do, and it's not overwhelming to them. And I do it for a very specific reason. I do so many videos. I see my videos ending up cut into pieces all over the place. Other people are taking them, they're using that piece, that piece, that piece. And that's okay, but I don't want them to think that they actually produced that piece. So I might put down my icon that I've got for my team into the video itself. So that way it plays. It's kind of like the YouTube for Real Estate Bosses logo up here in the corner. Someone wants to use a snippet of this, that's fine. They can do that, but the branding from where it actually came from is going to be there. So that is what I would suggest you do if you're going to do anything at all like that. Now, number three, whatever you want to do, depending on where you're from, what part of the world you're from. Time for a sip. What you want to do is stop with signing off from your videos. Stop closing out your video. And this is something that's been rooted in all of us to do since the beginning of time. And that is when you're getting close to the end of your video, you might say something like, well, thanks so much for joining me today. I really had fun talking to you about this topic. And, if you want more information, make sure that you get a hold of me. I'm happy to help you in any way I can. And, you can find my contact information down below. Well, that is the third deadliest sin of those three sins that we're talking about right now. You will see your drop off rate, in your analytics, it will tank. You might have a 40%, 50%, 60% average duration rate. And then you look at that retention rate, and as soon as you open your mouth and start to say that, they're like, bye. They know your video's over. There's no reason for them to stick around anymore. They may have already subscribed. They may have already liked. They may have already shared your video. They may have gotten the information that they were looking from your video already. And they're like, okay, it's over. Goodbye. You know, that's like, again, many Broadway shows, many other kinds of forms of entertainment. They want to close it out. They want to signal to the audience that this is the end. We hope you appreciate it. We had so much fun doing this today. Come back again and see us soon. Well, you want to keep people on right to the end, almost like a surprise ending where they're like, oh, it's over. But you don't want to make it that dramatic. Really, what you want to do is you want to be able to promote yourself in another video that is related to what you just spoke about. Okay. Pardon me. And to do that, it feels awkward because, again, you're trained, you've been doing this for a while on ending your videos with a thank you, I appreciate you joining me, that kind of stuff. Really, what you need to do is something along these lines. And here's an example. Okay. If you enjoyed this information today, then you'll definitely want to check out this next video right here. Or something like, if you found this information valuable today, then this video right here has even more. Something along those lines where you're now bringing up through your end cards, through your end screen, the next video that you want them to click on to watch. And why is that important? It's important in a number of different ways, but probably the most important is that they will watch that next video. And what that signals to YouTube is, hey, they watched the entire video here. They didn't drop off at the end. And then they clicked and watched this next video that was promoted right at the very end, the last 5 seconds, 10 seconds. That it was promoted right there. There was no drop off. Let's keep feeding them more. They appear to like this channel and we'll keep feeding them more. And that is how you get more viewerships, you get more views, you get longer watch times because people are not just dropping off. It just goes straight. It's a straight line. It's not a drop down. And that will start to bring you more business because people are there engaging with it and saying, I did like that. I'm going to watch this next one. It's this one was good. I enjoyed it. I'm going to watch the next one. And of course, there's a lot of things that come into play here. Do they have time to do it? Are they watching it on their phone? Are they watching it on their TV? Whatever it happens to be. But generally speaking, they would click on that next one. I could show you click-through rates on my videos where I do exactly that now. There is no more long goodbyes and thank yous and see you again soon kind of stuff. It's all, hey, if you found this valuable, then you want to check this video out right here. And those click-through rates are 78%, 83%, and sometimes even higher for me promoting that next video in there. Yes, they give you end cards and end screens to do that. But if you just put that at the very end and hope that they're going to stick around to watch those videos pop up, they're not. They'll vanish. They'll evaporate. They'll just go away because they don't want to know about it because they don't know anything about it. They don't know it has valuable information that related back to the video that they just watched. So you want to make sure that you tell them, if this was good for you, you're going to want to check this one out too. So when you do this, and there's something to keep in mind as well with your end cards, especially, a lot of people would put an end card, it's the thing that comes up across the top, and you can click on it. You can suggest a video or a playlist or whatever it happens to be. And you can do that. However, if you do it too early in the video, people, number one, can click off it. But then again, it falls back into being an ask hole. Okay. You don't want to do that. If you know your video is ending in 10 seconds, you can then put the end card up there so it shows up at the very end. And it's kind of a double whammy because it comes on for 5, 6, 7 seconds. You can regulate how long you want it on, and then it goes off. And then as it's going off, that's when you say, if you found this video important, then you will want to check out this one right here. So you're hitting a double whammy at that point. You're doubling your chances of them clicking on another one of your videos that you want them to watch and how it relates to the one that they just watched. So those are the three deadly sins that kill viewership. They kill the average view duration. They kill retention time. And the longer you can keep someone on your video and you can have them get the information that they've been seeking out of your video, that does the other thing as well, which we always talk about is the parasocial. They get to know you, okay? And they will eventually start to like you hope. And then it gets to the point of trusting you. And when those three things happen, then they become a raving fan. They become a loyalist to your channel. And every time you drop a new video, they're going to know about it and they're going to jump on and they're going to see it. The other part about this is that when you're suggesting your next video at the end, YouTube already knows that you've made other videos that are very similar to it. And believe me, they know exactly what your videos are. They have transcribed them themselves. They analyze the words, they look at the graphics, and they know what to suggest next. So the deeper your library is, the more chance you have for YouTube. You're giving them more chance to serve up another one of your videos that is related in some sense to the one that they just watched. So you're not only doubling down on your opportunities for them to watch something new from you that maybe they haven't seen before, obviously, it also will keep them on your channel. And when that happens, that's another direct signal to YouTube saying, hey, guess what? They like this. I'm going to keep serving them more. And that's exactly what the AI does, right? The artificial intelligence. They get all of this stuff. So if you all have any, I've been talking now for about 20, 25 minutes straight. If you all have any comments or questions, please feel free to put them up there. Let me just take a quick look and see. Also, drop there in the comments where you might be watching this from, what city, what state you're in. And it's always nice to know where everybody is these days. Okay, cool. One of the other things that kind of goes hand in hand with all this, and this is kind of a bonus thing to not do anymore, is you really don't want to just stick to one format of videos anymore. Okay, I kind of mentioned this in the beginning of today's broadcast, but YouTube is offering monetization for creators, which is a great thing for smaller channels and for shorts as well. And that's really what I want to focus on, are the shorts, because shorts are very powerful. They're 1 minute long, up to 1 minute long, and they're so underutilized in people's channels, where if you take a look at this channel, the YouTube for Real Estate Bosses on YouTube, you'll see I've got 30, 40, maybe more shorts that are there. Not all of them are, tremendous. They're not, they don't have hundreds of views, but there's a lot that do have hundreds and hundreds of views. And that just adds another element to your offering, because You don't always have to do long form to get your message across to your audience, okay? You can do it in short form as long as it is very succinct, to the point, and it is relevant to your channel, okay? You don't want to do something on toasters when you're talking about selling real estate. So, you want to do a short that is maybe a quick piece of news about something that just happened in the real estate market. It doesn't always have to apply to your market, because remember, you're a real estate professional. You talk to other agents around the country. You're interacting with them on social platforms and other informational platforms. So any news you can bring to them that's relevant to maybe their home search or selling their home, those get viewed quite a bit. And it adds another layer, another dimension, if you would, to your channel, where you're not just a one trick pony. Okay. You do more than that. And to take that whole thought process a little bit further, and this is scary for a lot of people. I totally get it. I understand it. I was this way at one point in my career, and that was going live. I remember one of the first times I went live on Facebook, I was trying to do it with a cell phone, and unfortunately, the cell phone coverage really wasn't that good. So there was a lot of wobbling, and a lot of static, and a lot of nonsense going on there. Plus, my delivering of the topic of the subject matter was not very well received, to say the least, because I was all over the place trying to do stuff. But going live is one of the bigger things that you can add to your channel. It allows your viewers, if they would like to interact with you right there and then, okay? They have been watching your videos. They're like, wow, there's this person that I've been watching all the videos. Now they're doing something live. That must be really important. I want to tune in and I want to check it out. And that really is taking your whole channel to a new level of attracting even more people there, because yes, when you go live on YouTube, they do send out a notification to everyone that, hey, you're going live. Fantastic. But people will scroll through the live section of YouTube looking for live content. And if they're looking for something real estate related, especially in your town, and you're doing something live, that's magic right there. They're watching it. So you have your built-in audience, and you have your audience that will discover you, and adding that dimension to your channel as well will without a doubt start to have a positive impact on it. You'll start attracting more subscribers. You'll start getting more business, because people will want to work with you because you do all these different things. You do your long form, you do your shorts, and you do your lives. And when you do that, people are like, wow, this person is really into real estate in their town. They do all of this. I follow them, I watch them, and I enjoy it. And I've learned so much. And now you have another built in raving fan. So, those are two bonus pieces that I wanted to share with you as well, just to kind of review real fast, because this video is about to come up. I can almost hear those clicks starting right now. But no more intros, no more bumps, no more of the stingers. Okay, no more being an asshole, and no more closing out your video, kind of like what I just did there, where people are now, it's signaling to them that they actually are going to be watching the very end of your video. Add those three things with adding shorts to the mix as well as lives, and that will, let's see here. Okay, we've got a comment here. Let me just jump over here. Okay, we've got someone from Fargo, North Dakota. How you all doing out there in North Dakota today? Who is that? That's Joseph. Hey, Joseph. Thanks for tuning in today. So again, those things, the last two, again, the shorts and the lives. If you need some help with the lives, let me know. I use software. You're watching it right now. This is called StreamYard. It's incredibly flexible, and I don't get anything from it. I'm not a reseller or an affiliate or anything like that. So feel free to use it. I'm happy to answer questions about it. Happy to answer questions about the shorts. And if you have any questions about this video, make sure you ask them in the comments below. I know you've got about 30 seconds left if you want to ask a live question. But what what I'd like you to do is think about all these things. Go and check your favorite creators that are on YouTube right now and see how many of them are still doing these three things in particular in their videos, and they haven't changed over yet. And you'll start to see a difference in creators, especially real estate creators, that are taking all of this to heart and they're creating better content without losing subscribers, and they're attracting more business to them. So if you have questions, my stuff is down below in the comments, also in the description as well. Feel free to reach out to me. Happy to help you. Until next time, I'll see you on YouTube. Now I just got to find the button. There we go.